All right, good morning, everyone. It is 8:41 in the morning of April 1st, 2022, and this is my pre-market strategy session. I hope you can hear me with all the fan noise in the background. I have started recently doing some cryptographic mining, and it's starting to take over my office. and it requires cooling ventilation, and it's quite loud. So, well, anyway, we'll see how this turns out. I have right now the 10-year minus the 2-year yield up, and so here it is on the daily. And now this big pink line right here, that represents 0. So, and as of right now, it's inverted. So the 10-year yield minus the 2-year yield has gone negative. And I really, haven't heard. Now, I don't listen to a lot of mainstream financial media like CNBC, Fox Business. Gosh, I don't know, there are a few others like, Bloomberg, so on and so on. I don't listen to them much, but what little I have listened to them, they're not really talking about the inversion in the yield and the way yields are moving and so forth. I find it interesting because usually inverting of the yield is something that, the 10s and the 2s, they matter. It matters. It really does. It matters a lot. And so, yeah, the 10-year minus the 2-year, it's going negative. And in historically speaking, let's kind of go back. I'm going to do the monthly chart here. And as it's usually not as the yield inverts that things really start to fall apart on the stock market. It's usually as the yield comes back out of inversion where you start to see the stock market starting to lose ground. Yeah, so I've gone over this a couple times. It's right in here. So right in here in late 2007, or that's actually mid 2007. This is when the stock market started to see a lot of trouble and a turn down. Into the 2008 crash. And then here's the 2001 crash, and it's late 2001 when the yield curve is coming back out of inversion, where the stock market really started to crash. And here's back in '92. Actually, I remember. This is '90s. Oh yeah, 90 to 91. Yep, there it is, right there. And this is also a period of time when the stock market took a real hit. So, as of right now, the yield curve is inverting. And I suppose it's once it comes back out of inversion, that's when we'll see the worst on the stock market. I think things are going to be a little bit bearish short term for the stock market, but the stock market can still rally from here, even though things are turning bearish. There's no doubt about it. I mean, this is not a good development. So there's a lot more to it than this, though. So for right now, it's just something to keep an eye on, I suppose. Once it starts to kind of come out of its out of the inversion back into reversion, I don't know. It'll that's when we'll see some real fireworks on the stock market. All right, so let's see what else is going on here this morning. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a bounce at the opening here. Everything's kind of opening up positive. The end of the month yesterday, we'll go into the daily here. So it really started to sell off yesterday here at the end of the day. You can see the stock market started kind of, especially it accelerated toward the end of the day too. I'll go to the 10-minute. I'll give a better depiction. So here's the end of the day. So it's just kind of meandering downward, and then it hit a little bit after 3 o'clock here, and you can see it just started to sell off pretty heavily into the close. Usually when the market closes like that, it's usually an indication that there's going to be more pressure. It doesn't always happen that way, but the likelihood is that when things start closing like that, that's the direction it's going to go for a couple more sessions. And same thing with the with the upside there. When things are closing like this right here, things are closing. See this run up right here. And when things are closing like this, there are usually higher prices to come. In the last few minutes of the day, usually there's usually more to come of this kind of price action. Yeah, for a few days at least. Let's see. Sort of happened on this one. Yeah, it's not hard and fast. It's not always true, but it's the likely scenario that things are headed up when the last 45 minutes of the day, hour. Look at that one. That's a big one. It's the market saying, "Hey, we're headed up." Things are on the up and up here. And then when they close like that, same thing. To have a downward close like that usually means that things are kind of headed south. Yeah, you get it. If you're looking at this, you get it. It doesn't always happen that way. Of course, nothing is 100% in the world of trading. Certainly, it's just that more often than not, you'll see these things happening. So today's kind of an important day. How are we going to start April? There's, most Aprils are pretty bullish. Most Aprils are, positive months. It doesn't mean every April will be. We'll see what happens. I'm still looking for bearish setups. I'm still, I'm going to be pretty much playing the bearish side from now until whenever this inversion, where is it? It's really hard to be bullish when the 10s and the 2s are inverting. I haven't, in the past 2 to 3 weeks, I really haven't traded very much because I haven't gotten very many bearish setups. So eventually that's going to change, and there will be a lot of bearish setups. Pardon me. There will be a lot of bearish setups. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm waiting on. I mean, the market can definitely go bullish from here. I mean, really, if this thing stays inverted and continues, because falling rates, I mean, generally speaking, falling rates is good for the market, right? Falling rates is good for the market. But you know what the trick is here too, though. Let's take a look at the 10-year. Look at this. The rates aren't falling. The yield is inverting while rates are running up. That's a different animal. Usually, this kind of move right here is where you start seeing the yield curve invert when yields are going down, not necessarily when they're going up. Well, anyway, yeah, I'm still bearish. I'm still looking for bearish setups. I'm not getting many of them, but that's the way it goes sometimes. That's trading. All right, everybody. Good luck out there. Keep your wrist tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you on Monday's strategy session. Have a good weekend, everyone. I am out.